So here we are at the hospital in our own little private room, which is nice. You see around here, so we actually got our own little space. Maybe because my treatment lasts for most of the day, so we seem to get priority on these little rooms, which is really quite nice. But as we're sitting here, if you can see opposite on the wall is my inspiration for when I'm feeling better. As many of you are aware, we actually had to cancel our family holiday because the treatment had to start pretty urgently, and so we're kind of pining for a family break. So we're planning on when this is over to kind of cash in on our holiday. But check this out. That's where I want to go. Somewhere with white sand and sunshine. Let's go there working. So when this is all over, I'm going on holiday and having a nice break, taking the girls. Feeling so sleepy now. I don't know what they put in these drugs, but just really makes you feel sleepy. But just wondering whether it might be what they're putting in the coffee, because look. She's not taking any of the drugs, she's fast asleep. So there might be something in the air, or something in what they're putting in the drinks here, or it's the drugs. But Fiona's fast asleep, and she's not on the drugs. We are done. The chemo is in my veins and we are now on our way home. Feeling extremely sleepy. Yeah, 100% of the gem in me, so hopefully it's not going to wipe me out too much, although I feel very sleepy right now. So we're on our way home. We've actually got away reasonably early today, which is good. They seem to be pretty on it with getting me hooked up, which is nice, so we're not too late home. Seem to be driving at about 120 miles an hour, is that right?
Oh, slow down!
Good to get home quick, but maybe safely as well. Day one done. Just another thank you to add to the list. Ruth Clark, we've just eaten your dinner. It was amazing. Just had a really nice vegan dish from Ruth. Had no meat in it, but had loads of veggies. It was really tasty, and we had walnut bread with it. I didn't even know that was a thing. Walnuts that you make bread out of. It's a bit weird, but really tasty. It's 9 o'clock. Girls are finally in bed, and we're done. So we're going to bed too. Day one done. See you tomorrow. End of day two, and we are doing well, feeling very tired, but a weird mixture of, I think it's these steroids. You ready for bed, but your brain, my brain is still very active. I've heard that can be something that the steroids do. So for 3 days after my chemo dose, they upped my steroids dose, so it's doubled. So I think I'm just feeling a little bit of the effects of that, but we should really go to bed. But we've had a lovely evening, made very special by the wonderful Naomi, who came around and cooked us a really nice meal. So we're really full and happy from that. But I think now it's time to go to bed, and we'll see you tomorrow. So there's a rumour that we have some royals visiting my hometown today, Bognor Regis. Apparently Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are actually coming to Bognor today. I don't really know where or when, but I'm going to find out, and if we can get to see them, that might be a good thing. Anyway, it's day 3. Girls are off to school. I'm feeling not too bad at the moment. A bit achy, definitely starting to feel the achiness kick in, but the fatigue hasn't hit me too hard yet, which is kind of what normally happens when we get to day 3 and day 4. So hoping that holds off, so I can have a bit of energy to go and see if old Hazza and Meghan are actually coming here to Bognor today. We'll go and investigate a little bit later. So just drinking my vampire juice, lots of beetroot, good for the blood, get that down me, and then we'll see what's happening in the old Bognor Regis town today.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, okay. Definitely feeling the fatigue kick in. It was fine this morning, but second half of today, definitely feeling the lack of energy, more achy, and wasn't very successful with hunting down Prince Harry and Meghan. Apparently they didn't actually even make an appearance in Bognor, which is why I didn't even bother going out looking. So they did an appearance in Chichester, a little walk around, but in Bognor it was a private thing that they did at the uni. But I was a bit wiped out by then. But I'm going to take some of this.
What's that?
This is CBD oil.
Let me see.
See it? I can't tell what this is doing in combination with everything else that I'm taking, but whatever I'm taking seems to be working, because I'm getting away with not having lots of side effects, and I think this is helping and contributing. I'm not really taking many painkillers at all, and so this I think might be helping with that. So kind of keeping on the supplements and a little bit of this each day seems to be kind of helping me stay on the right side of things. So we'll see how we get on tomorrow. I'm feeling pretty wiped out now, so I'll sleep. See you tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Wow, look at this! On the hunt for some eggs. Eggs for my birthday breakfast. Oh, it's gone out. It's day 6 now, and the ache is well and truly kicked in. Just managed to crawl out of bed, but the backache seems to intensified, so I just wanted to log it just to kind of not forget. I was feeling quite achy yesterday, but so throughout the week it seems like this ache thing has kind of increased. But even just rolling in bed, muscle fatigue, and the ligaments just feel very stiff. I think I slept okay, but just really sensing the ache this morning. Day 6 has officially been a stay indoors day. It's been raining outside. We've just, me and the girls have just chilled, which I've been very pleased about, because the aches and the pains are really set in today, so I haven't really been able to be that mobile. So it's been nice just to chill and rest. I've also noticed that I bit my mouth probably 3 days ago, and it's still not right. And normally, if I do something like that, it'll fix itself within, a day. And I'm just wondering, whether I'm not healing as quickly because the chemo is obviously having an effect on my immune system and my cells and how they regenerate. So I'm just noticing a few things where I'd normally kind of bounce back, and I'm not bouncing back, like kind of real sore bits in my mouth that don't seem to be righting themselves as quickly as I would expect. But that's minor, and I can deal with that. Had leftover curry for lunch, so that's a good thing. Had a great day yesterday, being my birthday, and just want to say a big thank you to everyone that sent me birthday messages. One thing to finish with, just feeling like my hair is a bit thin and wispy, and I can't tell whether I'm going to lose it or not. It's not one of the main side effects for the drugs that I'm taking, but it is a possibility. And I'm just starting to notice that it's just, well, I've been noticing for probably a couple of weeks actually, that it just feels thin. If I have no hair tomorrow, it's because I just shaved it off because I thought it's going thin. So don't be surprised. See you tomorrow. Day 7, made it to the end of the week. Still got my hair, didn't feel the urge to shave it off today. It is still feeling a little odd, but we're going to leave it for the moment. I know what you're wondering, what happened to day 4? Not a lot. I basically had to nip to the doctor's in the morning, and that was me done for the day. I was basically wiped out after that for some reason. I kind of hit the fatigue wall and ended up sleeping for most of the day. So day 4 kind of got scrubbed out. So generally throughout this week, I feel like I've done pretty well considering we're on the 100% of the gem stuff now. Expected to be hit a bit harder. There were moments where definitely it was a bit tougher, but again feel like we're escaping a lot of the side effects. So the main things, as you kind of like tracked throughout the week, is the tiredness and fatigue. Had other things as well, like mentioned, like sore mouth seems to take a while to heal, but actually it's feeling a lot better today. Foggy head. There are times where I just can't concentrate on things. You get that, I think they call it kind of chemo brain, where you just can't pay attention if you're having a conversation. It just seems to be a bit of a blur. Sleeping has been okay, but generally in the evenings, just tough to get to sleep, so don't end up going to sleep till late. And then in the mornings, waking up quite early and my brain being quite active, so that kind of keeps you awake. And in those times where you're kind of lying and thinking, you kind of ponder on a lot of stuff. And it's been interesting, it being, a big birthday for me this week, turning 40, and
that in normal circumstances can sometimes raise some thoughts about, you know, who you are and what you're doing with your life. But I think for myself, that wouldn't have been the case so much unless I was in this situation. The idea of turning 40 was never a big deal for me, but the idea of having cancer was a big blow and very unexpected. So that in itself, coupled with this point in my life that you kind of see as reaching almost a halfway point, has definitely raised lots of questions for me. And it's been interesting how through this time I just seem to have lost my drive for all of the normal things that have kind of defined who I am. So I just haven't had the urge to pick up the guitar, to get in the studio and make music. I just haven't had that same desire and drive. I haven't had the same passion to jump into work stuff and be looking at music and going to see bands and things like that and getting stuck in with. I'm not sitting there bored wanting to do those things. For some reason it's not there. It feels like I've really been stripped back to whatever is at the core of me, and that kind of raises the questions like what is at the core of me? You know, who actually am I? If I take away all that stuff, all of the things that shape who I am in terms of my job and the work and the creative stuff that I do, who's underneath all that? And it kind of makes you wonder. But the interesting thing is that it hasn't felt like a depressive who am I don't know who I am type thing. It's actually been quite a felt like quite a healthy thing, just to kind of put those things on hold and just allow myself to be. And I think what I've really noticed is that what's really defining who the core of me is the things that when you stop everything, what still remains. And the people, my family and my friends and the people that I have around me define who I am. And it's just been so overwhelming to feel like there's this army of people surrounding me at this time, that I talk about this peace that I have, and so much of it comes from the feeling that there's this support that's just right behind me that makes me feel like I can conquer anything because I'm not alone. And if you took everything else away and all of the cool stuff that I could do with my life, it doesn't compare to what I have in terms of what you guys bring me, what my family brings me, what my community bring me. I've always known that investing in people is the most important thing, but at times like this, it just goes to show how important the people are around you are. And you know, Fiona and the girls and my family have just been rock solid through this. And the times where you feel like you can't fight, you feel like you don't need to because I'm just being carried so much. And to know that people are there supporting me and taking care of me just gives me, one, the peace that I talk about a lot, but the strength to fight as well. And this cancer thing just seems, I know it sounds silly to say, but it just seems small. Even when you hear from the doctors and the nurses, you know, phrases like, we need to get you on the treatment quickly to buy you a bit of time, you know, it just doesn't hit in the same way when you know you have an army of people around you, because you feel like you can face anything. So we're moving forward. This week has felt like a win. Yeah, I've had a few days where I've been knocked down. The fatigue has hurt and kicked in hard, but we definitely won this week, and we're going to win next week. We're going to go back into hospital tomorrow for another dose, 100% again. and then the following week will be a week off. So that'll be nice to have a bit of a break. But feeling strong, feeling supported, and we're going to beat this. So bring on week 2.